morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday.
Oh my gosh.
So we're
I get a little sidetracked laughing.
we do get sidetracked, you guys. It's so hilarious because, well, number one, we do have air conditioning.
Thank you, Jesus.
We do.
It's hot in
Oh
Oklahoma.
my gosh.
Is it not?
It is. Well, and even like with yesterday, there was a little bit of a rainstorm that came in.
Yes.
I mean, and then it was like, if I
Like a
felt
trickle.
like, if it was,
I thought it was a big storm coming.
I did too. I was getting really
People were
prepared.
really talking about this storm, and I looked outside and I was like, is it gone?
And then I felt like, did you ever watch that movie, What About Bob?
No.
Okay, well, there's Bob, and he was with his psychologist or his psychiatrist, and he was at his house, and he needed to leave, and the psychologist was up against the window, and because it was really raining, and Bob was in his slicker, he's like, Bob needs to go, and the wife was like, no, he can't leave right now, it's raining. They're like, no, I hear it's letting up, it's gonna go. He can go now. It's kind of like what I was thinking about when you were talking about the rain. Because it's like, no, is it supposed to rain? Because even though the rain came, like it was just like 5 degrees cooler.
It was. That's true.
And then how
the
do you-
kids played outside.
But how do you get so excited about 5 degrees? It's like, oh, it's only 95.
It's only 95. It was so hot this weekend. I thought I was going to, we had golf on Saturday, and I thought I was going, really, truly, at the end of it, went inside and the air hit my face, and I was like, ooh, I think I could pass out.
Well, it
Just
wasn't
that
so
feeling of heat. And,
Yes. Well, you were saying you're getting nauseous.
Yes, so nauseous.
So
It
that's
was just-
dehydration.
And I was trying to drink a lot of water.
You did?
I did. The whole time we were riding, I was drinking water, but it was just so hot.
Yeah.
I wasn't even playing. I was just getting out to watch him. And
Right.
It was, yeah.
No, see,
110 heat index.
that's what's so great about it. You're outdoorsy.
She's still outdoors. I'm gonna take her on my next long hike.
Oh my gosh. I love that I'm now at a point, when you just feel confident enough in yourself to say, that doesn't bring me joy.
Yes.
And
yes.
You know how far you really have to come to say that? Because before, I was a people pleaser. I'm telling everybody, that's absolutely. I love going
there.
I love going on long hikes, long walks.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
No, I know.
But now I feel really great in thinking of alternative ways to still spend that quality time with those people, just in an environment that's more pleasing for me.
Yes. And you know what's funny is I'm not a water person.
No.
I do not like being in the lake water or the river.
No.
So when I get invited to that, I want to go. I know it'll be fun, but I don't want to be in the water.
Right.
So it's really not fun for me. So I've gotten to where I say no to those things.
That's good.
I'm like,
and I'm allergic to chlorine.
That's true.
So everyone goes to the pool. I'm like, hey, do you want to go to the pool? And all of a sudden I show up with all of my clothes on. They're like,
I'm always
is
that person. I'm
100
still on the
degrees
side.
outside. I'm totally on
I'll
the
dip
side.
my toes in.
My toes. But
Good morning.
I can't get in because of my skin.
I know.
It's better if I just stay inside. I'm better indoors. I'm a great indoor friend.
Well, just means she's not going to ride on the players with us. You're not going to go mudding with us.
I do a couple times. I let my hair down.
Oh, she has. You actually have.
I did.
You let your hair down.
I did.
Let's
I
go
did.
for a ride. Just a simple neighborhood ride.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I can do that.
I could do that. It was perfect. It was. Yeah, I met you where you were.
That's true.
Yeah, I met you.
Hey,
where-
I've had to grow a lot just because of having boys.
That's true.
That's not necessarily something I would ever go seek out, but I've tried to find and enjoy what they love.
That's good.
So camping, I've still said no to 100 times. I'm not going camping.
Hi,
Good morning, Sandy. Hi, Donna.
Well, you guys, as we were saying, this weekend has been full of activities. Full of
Yes, it
activities
has.
and
My
fun.
phone went off.
Oh no, okay. I'll grab that real quick. What did you guys do this weekend? Share with us something that you all did this weekend that brought you joy.
Yeah, what did you do? Let's see. What did we do? We had a tournament.
Okay.
We had a tournament, basketball tournament, which was totally, y'all.
Well,
okay.
I was so shocked that she was doing basketball.
I was too. It's because we didn't have a soccer weekend. So
Oh.
all these soccer girls decided
Okay.
just to do a basketball tournament. to have-
So you guys can just jump in at any time.
Well, it was a select basketball
Okay.
tournament. So I think these teams from submit. There was a team we played from Arkansas a couple times.
Oh, fun.
They come from all over. I mean, it was a huge tournament. There was a huge turnout. But it was funny because all the girls were playing, and we look out there. Mind you, they haven't practiced in 6 months.
Right.
And it was such a moment where I was like, these girls are so brave. I mean, here they are playing against these year-round basketball teams, 9-year-old, 10-year-olds, and they went out there and hustle. It was just like the grit and the hustle and the try. They didn't have plays. They didn't, you know what I mean?
Well, and I think that stems a lot from just kind of with the girls being together, but also, I mean, because of your instruction. I mean, how you're teaching the kids constantly and all the time. Like, you may not be great at everything. You don't have to be, but at least if you try, and you're having fun, then get out there and have a great time.
I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun. It was fun to kind of see the disruption of what effort can do. You know, I mean, you don't have to be great at it.
No.
But it's just go give your best, and it was really fun. They ended up getting second place. And
They did?
They did. They lost in double overtime in the championship. It was really fun. Family swim time, 4-mile walk. Ooh, so much fun. See, she's now doing
Family swim time and 4-mile walks. Hot, but so much fun. Well, it was. Felice, it was, yes, because you're here in Tulsa. It was extremely hot. Well, the reason why I say that too, it's supposed to be 102 degrees on Saturday. That's not including the heat index, by the way. So we're going back up. Yes. Oh, that's right, you're going.
Yeah, it's going to be really hot in Texas too. Yes, we're going to be gone in a wedding. I'm a house party, luckily not in the wedding.
That would have been great.
That one.
No, you can't say that. You're not old for that.
Well, when they're all like 20.
Oh my God, it's so great
I'll
though.
be in the house party.
Gosh,
Boys
that's gonna be so much fun.
Boys, no, it's gonna be fun. It'll be fun.
I'm excited
sorry,
for you.
You're taking
yes.
your phone.
No worries. Here's this. I'm gonna do this, and while you're doing that, because we want to send this over to girls. If you are not over in our Girls Off the Grid, we want to invite you over there. We have so much fun. We make our morning posts, and it's kind of what we decided to talk about today, a little bit of what we had discussed this morning in our posts. And we're like, why don't we tie this in, talking about making a few good choices
this week. It's funny how we were saying how inspiring. We love Mondays because it gets us started on a great week.
Yes.
But you really have to choose to kind of show up for Monday. I mean, it can be daunting and overwhelming because you have work obligations, family obligations, you have all these things on your plate, and it can be difficult, and you have to make the decision and make a choice to make it a great week. So it can be hard.
Well, and I think a lot of people, I'm just doing this.
Oh, no, yeah, you do it.
What I have found and noticed is that people kind of perceive Mondays, people that, when we have like our goals set and things that we kind of want to do, that we perceive Mondays almost like a New Year's Eve resolution. You know, when New Year's Eve hits and it's like, I'm going to start fresh, I'm going to start brand new. And Mondays kind of gives us that opportunity to do that.
Right. So you can start over.
Yeah.
A little bit of hope of what's to come.
Right. And acknowledge that maybe last week wasn't the best week, and maybe you had some wins. Maybe you did, some things that you definitely want to just try harder with next week. But I mean, what are some things, what are easy things for you? Like, what are
making good choices?
Yes. Or do you want to read that actually?
Oh, yeah. I'll share. Yeah, I'll do that first. Okay. So here we go.
Good morning, guys.
So it's titled, Start by Making a Few Good Choices This Week. Start by making a few good choices. That's all you need to focus on this week. Don't try and overcomplicate things or make things harder than they need to be and overthink them. That's where most of us are going wrong. Keep it simple. Make a few good choices this week and focus on building momentum rather than trying to change your whole life in a short space of time. It takes time to build yourself up and create what you consider to be an exceptional life. And it all starts by being aware and mindful of the choices you are making every single day. Start by making a few good choices with your health, maybe, or your fitness. Start by making a few good choices when it comes to looking over your own well-being and managing your stress and your energy levels. Start by making a few good choices with your diet and what you're eating or drinking today or throughout the day. Start by making a few good choices with what you are allowing your mind to consume. This, I think, is the biggest piece. It's consumption of whatever it might be. So music, TV, video games, or what people are saying or doing around you. Start by using your free time to create and work on yourself. You are unique and have fantastic ideas. Start by making some wise choices by how you spend this week, your finances. Start by making new friends, connecting with people or a network. Whatever it is you choose to do, keep it simple and have some fun, and just make a few good choices this week. So that's all you have to do, and that's all we're going to ask and challenge you to do too with us. Good morning.
I love that. I love it because there's so many times that I feel you get in your head and thinking, gosh, I just need to get back to the drawing board. Like, why is everything just such a mess? at times.
Yes.
But maybe it's not about changing anything. Maybe it's genuinely just relieving yourself of one of the duties, of one of the things. Maybe saying no to a phone call. You know, when you see that phone call, coming up, it's just like, you can hit pause and just sit and put it to voicemail. You know, maybe it is just the simplicity of not doing something that's actually going to create and generate more positive movement forward.
Yes, and it's funny when you said that. Sometimes you feel like your whole life is a mess, when actually it's maybe one thing that is then infiltrating or masking all the good. And so that one thing becomes it's not just that one thing, it's my whole life's a mess, when really it's this one piece that you got to work through. And I think we really talk about that a lot. Like if there's one piece that isn't necessarily how we want it, that doesn't mean our whole life is wrong or whole.
True.
But it's just affecting it.
Right.
And so when you make 2 or 3 good choices, it's like staying on the track. You know, like I always envision myself in the morning, and I'm like, okay, this is the direction I want to go. And I can choose to derail and focus on others, or I could choose to derail and focus on what's not going right, or I could just do one step in front of the other, eat something good that day, call somebody that makes me feel better, listen to my motivation, just keep going in that right direction. And it's not anything huge, it's just choosing not to do those things that derail us.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head when you mentioned that. Like if there's something that's just constantly kind of like that I feel kind of like an open nerve, you know, and it's just kind of like so it seems like everything's bothersome. So it may be just that one thing that maybe, you know, maybe it's like a project that's due and you haven't completed it. So it's like everything else is just tense, that you're not able to get that work done, like, because you were supposed to do that. Or maybe you weren't able to go to that dinner or have a great dinner because you were still thinking about that project. But then you're like, I didn't get to make it to all these things. But when in fact it was that specific idea or that specific project or that specific thought that created kind of that, all of everything just seems, it's overwhelming.
Yes, and I think my overwhelm comes when I let one thing really mask everything else and say, everything's just a mess, when really, and then our words are
they're so powerful, which is why I really love hearing when people say everything's just a wreck. I'm like, okay, well, let's really get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get specific about it. And then what's exciting is seeing like the light in their eyes, like, wait a minute, oh my gosh, you're right. Everything wasn't a wreck. It was just this one little detail that I probably needed to tweak a little bit or just eliminate altogether. And then it just opened up so many doors and maybe more time to do the other things that you really wanted to do.
I think we do this a lot. We almost have like a meeting of the minds, is what I think about it. And we talk about whatever's on our heart or what's going one direction, and we do that before we get started.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of clears your path. It's like, okay, we're friends outside of it, you know, so it's like we need to have our moment, and then here's what I'm feeling, and then you say it back to me. I'm like, okay.
I think that's a great idea or a great thought, even just always to share, is that so many times people are like, I don't want to talk about it. And then let's just continue on doing other things in life. But if you do talk about it, it loses its power.
Right.
You're able to then express it verbally. You've now said it, you've heard it. Somebody else has heard it and they're like, hey, it's not that bad. Look at it this way. And you're like, and then so you just kind of clear.
Yes.
And then you have a great set of ears and a great mindset moving forward.
I love that.
I don't know. It's really
like a
good.
little meeting of what's going on in my mind.
It is. It's kind of like having like my bag with all these little pockets. And I sit down right before we go live or before our Monday morning work. I'm like, okay, let me just pull out this one. Okay, let's just talk about this one, okay?
What was good this weekend?
I know.
What's going on? And what's going to help us go forward? It's so true, though.
No.
And you have to speak it to people that are receiving it. You know, people that are worthy of you giving that to. That's another piece, because that can derail you too.
Well, I'm having like your top 5.
Yes.
We always talk about kind of your top 5 friends as kind of like the mean. You are the mean or the average of your top 5 people that you talk to the most.
Yes.
And so out of those 5, are they positive? Are they uplifting? Are they supportive? Are they kind? And so you kind of look at that 5, and if you like the 5, and you just know that you're the average, if you want to improve your quality of life, improve your top 5.
Absolutely.
You know?
Oh, I think that alone is that's how we kind of get through our times.
Yes.
Is being able to just share that with somebody that gets you, empathizes with you, wants to see change, wants to help.
Yeah, it's just kind of like this, sitting at the table, you know? If you're
who are you with?
Who are you sitting with at your table with all these different ideas? And it honestly, when I hear of someone that has I mean, there's just so many things about people that would not necessarily be me, but I love that in them.
About them.
And then they can share with me at the table. I'm like, wow, now I have a contact for
Yes.
things that I would have zero clue about whatsoever.
And energy transfers. I feel like energy, you bring a certain energy to the table, which is kind of like our I am sweatshirt.
Yes.
We always say that the I am it speaks for you before you speak, and it just sets a tone of the life you're leading and want to lead and want to give to others. And I always think about that when I walk in a room and then I leave. Did I bring a better energy? Did I bring love? Did I bring good?
Yes.
And did I receive that? You know, how did I feel? It's like taking note of how do you feel when you're with those people, and is it worth your time?
Well, I think you just nailed, especially Ralph Waldo Emerson and his quote as well, talking about what is the idea of success? What does success look like? And success looks very different to a lot of people. And some it may be of leaving a gorgeous garden for your legacy. Some may be of having the respect of children. You know, there's just different ideas of people with their levels of respect. And I think what you just mentioned is like whenever you walk in, leaving a place better than it was before you came.
Yes.
And that would be your idea of success.
Yes.
Yeah. And just to leave the path a more loving place than what it was before.
And I feel like to do that, it's to make a situation not about ourselves. And I think that our true happiness comes my true happiness comes when I feel like I've done something of value for someone, not a gift or something, but just
because that's your love language.
Yeah, see it good in them.
Yes.
You know, and let them go, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know that was.
I know.
That she saw that in me.
Well, and there's so many, because of the love languages, people do things, randomly, like the random acts of kindness or like the gifts, the gift giving, quality time.
Yes.
See, mine's quality time.
Yes.
I love quality time.
So it's a good thing we hang out.
I'm serious.
Time.
Seriously, not going to work out. Seriously. If I just sit in my house and just staring out, knowing that people are just sitting there, at least they're there.
Yes.
There's that moment. That's why
Yes.
I love all of our time together.
Yes.
It's quality time.
It is quality time.
See, so you're
we
checking
get to talk.
you're checking my love language box. Well, that and then our girls and the girls off the grid. That's quality time too. Because we get to see you girls all the time. It's so much fun.
And if you're not in there, you need to be in there with us. It's a group here on Facebook.
Yes. Girls Off the Grid. It's a private Facebook community, and we go in there live talking. And it's just primarily for girls and for girls, for women that are wanting to see, wanting to feel, and really try to just kind of live just a more simplistic, happy existence.
Yes.
If anything.
Yes.
You know,
and have a place to feel safe and loved and cheered for.
Yeah.
It's so important. It's crazy how you go through these different phases of life, and I feel like I'm in a phase right now where most of the things we do is around the kids.
Yes.
You build friendships and lives around your children.
Right.
And if you're not careful, which is, I love it, but if you're not careful, you do put yourself to the side as a parent.
Right.
And you have to remember in that order to give to them and to feed into them, you have to have that yourself.
Yes.
And that's why these friendships are friendships and creating a community where it's like, get your own mind fed.
Right.
It's just as important as nutrition. It's how am I feeding my brain? How am I feeding what I see and how I feel? And mindset it's a powerful beast. You have this choice every day. And I think feeding that through Girls Off the Grid and positivity, what you look at. We talked about magazines before. We talked about what is it you're looking at on Instagram.
I know. I stopped watching. I stopped looking at magazines. Oh gosh, I think it was 2001 was the last time I bought a magazine. That's how much. Well, and then I was on Instagram.
Right.
And if you go back and you look at my Instagram account, it was super heavy.
Yeah.
Like I did a lot in the very beginning before anybody was over there. That's what I really liked about it.
Yes.
Because nobody was over there.
Yes.
Maybe that was
And
it.
it's
Maybe that's my panic attack right there. Because
Now everybody is.
I know, no one was over there. And everyone was just, it felt really real. It felt, people caught a moment of maybe just a glimpse of an eye, or maybe it was perspective that you saw, whether you're going up the stairs, the escalator at the World Trade, or these moments in wherever. I mean, you're capturing that moment. And when it started to change for me, and that's when I realized the algorithm started, and of course we can do it differently now. But then it was just, everyone was in the blanket all together.
Yeah.
And every photo looked perfect. And I wasn't perfect. And
None of us are.
No, but everybody else
a real
appeared that way. And I just felt really down on myself. I'm like, I don't look like that. I don't laugh like that. I don't have that.
That's not my life.
That's not my life. I don't, and I thought, wait a minute, this isn't fueling me. This is
Right.
actually hurting me more than anything. And then when I would put down the phone, I would feel terrible about myself. I'm like, I didn't want that.
Yeah.
So I just stopped posting altogether. And now there's maybe 1 a year.
I don't get on that either.
You're so great, though.
I try.
You're great.
I try to start, like, document the life of
That's
the
true.
kids, you
Yes.
know? It is a great way to do that.
Yes.
But I do think that if we could all choose something this week, it should be to really, how do I fuel me? How do I fuel me? Because when you fuel yourself, and meaning that, like, you're listening to good, or you're, you know, make the right choice. I have bought these, y'all. I love these turmeric things.
Oh, gosh.
Is that turmeric?
Yeah,
Turmeric
that's
or
it.
turmeric?
However you want to say it.
I know, there's so many ways.
It's
Turmeric.
perfect.
I say turmeric. Juice shot, a blend of coconut water, turmeric, and lemon juices and black pepper. But I try to think about what are things I can do to take care of me, and that trickles to my family and to friends. But it makes me feel important.
Yes.
Like when you read something and you feel good, you're able to give that to others. And so I think that in life, it's not about making the big change of like, okay, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. If somebody had that goal, it's how can I start to make 3 or 4 changes in my diet every day that's going to get me to losing 5 or 10 pounds? How can it can be overwhelming, and then it's almost paralyzing. You know, how can I choose, maybe if I want to work on my mindset, maybe turn on a 5-minute video first thing every morning this week and see what that does to your next step. And then you're going to notice, like, small changes equal up to huge results.
Right.
You know, and that big momentum. But I do think that a lot of people live in that world where it's like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything.
Yes. Well, the panic. I think it's
yeah.
panic of just not knowing what to do. But just you were mentioning your walks in the morning. You know, that would be a fun thing to do, especially, you know, just with the neighbors, and it's kind of summertime, and if you're already taking a walk, maybe go introduce yourself to your next door neighbor.
Yeah.
Say, hey, do you want to take a walk with me? We can just walk around the block. Get to know your neighbor a little bit
I like
better.
that.
I know.
I do. I love a morning walk with Amy.
I just feel like the back in the day when we didn't have social media, we knew our neighbors.
It's the era of Friends. I was watching something on them last night, the whole sitcom, and it was just a recap of behind the scenes. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but they mentioned in there the time that it was 1994 to 2004, before we all lived on our phones so much.
Yes.
And we now are reflecting back, and the ratings of that show are the same or higher of the best shows that are current still. They're still flowing through that strong, and it's because, or they were saying on there, it's because it creates the hope that we can all have that too.
Yeah.
The relationships, and it's so true. I mean, now we do operate more from our phone than, you know, you catch yourself sitting at the couch with friends and everybody's got the phone,
right,
even though you're finally together.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And it makes you think, oh, I could have that. So when I watch Friends, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everybody's just kind of doing life together.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned this because what I've even found, like in the past probably the 2 weeks, like before, I mean, I'm a story person. I mean, I
love stories too.
Run stories all the time. But the past 2 weeks, Jay, I don't think I've posted.
Yeah.
I haven't, but because I've been so blissfully happy, I'm like, I didn't feel like I needed to document it because I was spending quality, it makes me cry, because I was just like embracing the moment of the quality time with people that I care about and that love me in return, that I don't need it. Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, it felt like back in 1995 again. It did. It felt like, this is what it feels like to feel real agape friendship love. Like that's real. I know, like that's real. Like that, I don't, and then you don't ever want it to go.
No,
because it feels so good.
Right.
You know,
that's how important those choices are. You know what you hear and how that makes you feel. Like the words somebody speaks to you, you start evaluating all those things in the moments where you feel good. Like, why do I feel good?
Right.
It's who am I spending my time with?
It's
who's talking to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost black and white. That's exactly what it is. And when people are filling your cup full of love, so positivity and support, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I can conquer the world. I feel like I can take on anything.
Yes.
You know?
And it's what we all need. We all need that. We are human. You know, we need someone cheering for us, someone seeing the best in us. And I think it's important to remember at the end of the day, it's not about having that perfect life. Like true happiness is the people we spend our time with, the people that...
Finding the joy in the imperfections.
Absolutely.
That's the
And being able to make fun of it. She makes fun of me all the time. She was just in there earlier on. She's like, I know what you're thinking.
Oh my God, it's so great. I'm not
You're
kidding
right.
you guys. I'm just letting you know. It's going to happen. Well, no, I don't know. I don't want to put that out there. I'm about to put it out there. I was going to say, it's going to happen. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I can't tell you guys this. Or like I was going to say, I was going to bust out my oboe. I know.
Just kidding. Please do. That would really be fun.
Oh my gosh.
You'll know she plays the oboe.
So
That would actually be really fun.
well, maybe that will be a Girls Off the Grid episode.
Hey, we should do
We
that.
could do it in our private.
We should.
In our private group.
I know. I love when she shares, Felice, and we are cheering for you every day.
Oh my gosh.
Promise.
Oh, we're cheering.
Elise.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We are.
And our granddaughter and family.
Absolutely.
Gosh, every
You're
single
amazing.
day. That's
Yeah.
what's so exciting about getting to know all of these women. And I think in turn, especially like these past couple of weeks, just really feeling alive and healthy and full and just loved and like all these things that it gets exciting at night, just doing my pre-reading before all of our posts and work the next day.
Right.
It's just like, if I feel this great, all I want to do is find whatever I can, wrap it up. And if I can just put it in words that other people can feel this great too. Because this doesn't
And
even
think
feel
about
like
what
heaven.
you're saying. It's off of a choice you made.
Yes.
That you feel all these things. You know what I mean? And it kind of goes back to what we were saying. It's choosing one or two good things.
One or two good
If you want something huge to change,
Yeah.
it's
I had to tune out the noise. I literally had to turn the phone off. I had to stop going to the certain thing. I had to stop. And it wasn't like, I think that's why we talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not about having to make these huge changes, just eliminate one. It's amazing how eliminating the one.
I just had like a
My entire world
see?
has been upside down and right side up and everything perfect. It's just like now I see visions. I feel like I see like my dad and his energy from the other side. I just feel like God's always speaking to me. Like I feel
See sunlight.
see sunlight.
We've said that a lot lately.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
We see like a peak. You know when it's like coming over the mountain and it's so beautiful and you
Oh my-
see like, wow, how like thank you. Like you just feel like this moment of like, oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. I needed that sunlight so I can
Yes.
keep moving forward.
Right.
Yeah.
You could feel the warmth a little bit. You're just kind of looking up. It's like,
that
wait a
real?
minute,
Is
that
that for
real?
me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's just, oh gosh, I just feel like I want to package it and give it to everybody.
I know.
Life can't be. It's one of those things. It's like I am so appreciative because I've seen. Maybe that's the other part. I've seen
Absolutely. It's your story you're sharing.
the story.
The story.
No, because you know what it feels like to be at the bottom and just covered in mud and just with one little arm like out saying, please, anybody, just pull me out of this quicksand. I feel suffocating. I feel like this is it for me. And then once you're out, it's like, oh my gosh, wow, I can't believe how far I've come, but I didn't realize it was just like you said, eliminating one thing.
It kind of makes me like, whoa,
I
blows my
know.
mind a little bit.
I know.
But all those things
Because
you
it
were
was like
saying came from a choice.
A choice.
You know? Yeah.
You really
Small
have to want it. That's the thing, is we can make up excuses all day long and say, well, the coulda, woulda, shouldas, or, well, I can just go ahead and do this. And it's like, we can keep doing that, but it's going to also result in the same behavior and the same result. The only way to change it is to change.
And it's sometimes it's like, oh, I can't add anything to my plate. You
Right.
didn't add, you took away.
Right.
It's like if you really think about what your goal is this week or in life and you're like, how do I get there? And you know one or two or three things you could do differently. Sometimes it's not adding it in. It's saying this isn't serving me.
Right. Well, because that's what most people say. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. Well, let's just take time out of the equation. Let's just say, let's actually give you more time. Why don't we remove this thing? Well, what? What do you mean? And that becomes a total mind shift for people. They're like, I didn't realize I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, I know. Sometimes it really just takes someone to say, hey, you can. Like, I guess I could. I guess I could try. I mean, doing it this way has
Sounds good.
has not proven to yield any fruit whatsoever. Let me just try this because I'm losing either way. So let's just try.
Exactly.
It's like, I'm already at the bottom.
Start from the bottom. Here we are still. Gotta go
Oh
up.
my gosh.
Gotta make some different decisions.
Well, it feels so great because now where I am and all the things that are coming to us and
Yeah.
for us and with us, especially with Off the Grid and all of our.
Which we're excited
I know
about.
you guys. If you're back over in our private group, you probably know of the new things that are coming for us.
Lots of great stuff.
Lots of great stuff in our partnership with some great companies. So we're super pumped. But what it's done is because I've had to get rid of the other, I now have time.
Right. Well, and
Time and focus.
When you make the right decision, it like motivates you to see that oh, it can be different. And then all of a sudden you have more time and you have more energy.
Yes.
And you're happier. And
Right.
it's like, it's just trickles.
Yeah. It feels so, I know,
Awesome.
I'm gained my weight back. I'm feeling alive. I feel
Feeling
fantastic.
I love it.
I know. I'm feeling loved.
And you are.
I am.
And in that quicksand, if you were in that quicksand, I'd come and got you and pulled you out. Smacked you a little bit. And I'm like, oh my God! I was just gonna ruin my shoes, dang it.
I don't like it outside.
She would never be in quicksand, y'all. Ever. I, however, might be stuck with my children in quicksand, okay?
That's for sure. That's what I mean. That's what feels so good. I can now say, I don't like the outdoors.
I do. My ultimate
I finally feel
day
like I have a voice.
is the mountains outside.
I love that about you.
And then I'll meet her at the
that
spa.
about you. That's exactly it. I'll meet you at the spa. I'll have my cocktail.
Me too.
Or maybe cucumber celery juice.
Oh my!
Celery
So
juice.
she drank that yesterday. So I'm drinking this today.
Yes,
Turmeric, and
so she's drinking this shot. You guys, yesterday I had an epiphany, which I couldn't believe. For some, it was these different juices, these cold pressed juices. And I think it was
Yum,
at
I love 'em.
Whole Foods or no, it was I think it was even at Trader Joe's. That's where it was. And there were two of them. One of them was an apple cider vinegar. I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't know, because I have, for those of you that don't know, I actually have one kidney, so I have to be really careful with everything that I eat, everything I consume, gallon of water a day, all these little things that just, again, so those adds up what I have to do in a day, just to kind of keep my health on, just to keep me healthy. So I grabbed this celery, and I was drinking it yesterday, and I'm like, oh, this is terrible.
Was it the shot version or was it the drink?
It was the drink.
Drink, okay, yeah.
Kind of a circle thing, but still,
Yes,
it was
yes.
still small. But large enough to, you have to
You
drink
have to kind
it.
of gag it down.
Yes! It's really working. Oh, I know. So I was looking it up. I'm like, please, God, let there be some benefits to the celery juice. And I was on my computer. And I know,
This misery
I know,
worth
this is terrible. And I looked up, and number one thing for celery,
Kidding.
for your kidney.
Organs,
I'm like,
all of them?
Yes.
Is it okay.
all
Okay.
organs, but specifically for your kidney, for kidney disease and just the overall health of your kidneys.
I love it.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, see?
Check mark.
Hey, Tomasa.
Doing good.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
We'll give her one good choice so far this week. Point
So-
for you.
So besides my chips and salsa and Casamigos this weekend,
Hey,
I
that's
did
self-help.
include, it is.
It
I did
is.
include celery juice.
Reward. Balance. Gotta have some balance, y'all.
There is balance.
That's terrible. Oh my god, I love it.
Boom, boom.
Hi Mary. Oh my gosh. Hi Elena.
Oh, you
And
girls.
Kim. Oh my gosh,
it's
we've
my
missed you, Mary.
dad.
Absolutely.
I like to write down on a post and post it to achieve the day. Get the joy of marking it off. Yes.
Oh, we're the same way.
Felice, I love that. That includes the little things that I want to do that is positive, that will make my heart smile, such as something simple like sit down and call someone just to say hi,
Oh, I love
or
it.
text them to know I'm thinking of them. Sometimes it's paying for the order of the person behind me at Starbucks line. Felice,
You know what's so funny about that,
those are
Felice?
those are all. Okay.
I love that. One of my good friends, the other day I was thinking about her and it was like, I think I was actually walking and it was like 6:30 and she came to mind and so I texted her and I just said, hey, I love you. I just want you to know that. I've been thinking about you this morning. And she wrote me back and she said, I seriously think those types of messages, what was the right word?
Words
It's
like confirmation, affirmation.
Yeah, but it was like she believes that when you hold somebody on your heart and you tell them, it's like God's tapping on your shoulder saying, this,
Yes.
like send some love to someone. And it's crazy. Felice, I try to do that when somebody, and very, if it's intentional, like somebody comes to mind and I'm like, I'm thinking of them, praying about them, I want the best for them. I want to encourage them. And I did it. And she was like, I seriously needed that in that exact moment before I made big decisions. And
I need to do this.
Yes.
Because they're on my, and I don't.
that happens to you a lot.
It does, and I don't text him.
Yeah, it's so. I just love doing that.
That's
and how important? How
great.
does it make you feel to get something that's just like, hey, I love you and just want you to know that. You know.
Well, it feels fantastic, and I feel terrible that I've not acted out on this. But this is a
but
good one.
you do it.
But
You-
I'll
you
add
do
this.
that.
I'm going to add this one.
Yes.
When I feel something
Yeah.
or feel of another person, then just text them then.
Yes.
Okay.
And think about how
Okay.
that changes
I
the
can do that.
trajectory of their whole day.
Oh, it would
And
change
then they're going to
mine.
pass that forward. See, it's just
Okay.
spreading that human.
So
love
that's
and
going to be my, what are
interaction.
the little things for this week? Maybe just one little thing. So if I'm thinking of someone, then I'll text them.
Yes.
That'll be mine. I'll report back next Monday and tell you how many I actually did.
I'll stay on her.
You will. Like,
Just kidding.
you promised. How many nice
How
things
many?
did you do today?
Just kidding. kidding. Okay.
One.
Hey, see, no, but seriously, the trickle effect of that. I
You're
love
right.
it.
No, it's true.
I know.
It's totally
I love
true.
that.
Oh gosh, you guys.
We have our warrior pretty soon. I'm excited about.
Oh, we do.
Yes. So we do warrior coaching on Mondays at noon, which is amazing. It's life coaching. So if anybody's ever interested, you should reach out to us. We have amazing girls from all over the world that we get to do this with. It's really fun.
It is such the joy of Mondays. I'm just so thankful that we set it all up on Mondays, because it's like doing our things like from the night before on Sundays, prepping all of our stuff, waking up, making posts, talking to women, and then being here and talking to you guys. And then for us to just kind of regroup, and then we go reach and talk to all these other girls at noon. It's like, oh.
And to see their successes through it and
Yes.
having a group of women that are cheering for them, it's just been, it's an awesome experience. I love it.
So if anyone's interested, you can also visit our website, otgwarrior.com, and we have our coaching options there, so you can join in and join us. And we have, oh gosh, just so much fun with the girls.
Yes, I love it. And yes, Felice, it's a coaching class. It's on our website. You can see it there. We do small group and one-on-one.
We do.
So it's awesome.
We have a great time, and you guys, so we just encourage you guys to really think outside your box, living and thinking off your proverbial grid of what you think that you're supposed to feel this week, and try something new.
Try it new.
Or eliminate one thing that
Try
you
a
thought.
turmeric.
Try turmeric. Do a celery.
Text a friend.
Text a friend. Knock on your neighbor's door. Maybe
Smile. Wear something strong.
wear something strong.
Wear something powerful.
Something that reminds you
Yes.
of how powerful, capable.
I wore this to the gym today. This one.
I love
Looked
that
in the
one.
mirror, saw warrior, and I thought, you know what? Doesn't matter that I didn't sleep good last night.
Right.
I'm tired. I can do this.
It's a fresh moment.
Fresh
That's-
moment, new start.
New
Let's
start.
do this.
And sometimes it's even like, you know what? I'll start a fresh one on the hour.
Absolutely.
At noon, it's going to be a new day.
New day. I love it. I love it. Okay, girls, we love you. We hope you have a fantastic Monday. See you next week.
We'll see you next
Okay.
week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, girls.